YouTube Buzzico in the Goat House is back with one last score prediction for this NFL season. Super Bowl 56 score prediction between the Rams and the Bengals. We'll take a look at the line of the game, and I'll give you my thoughts. I'll kind of argue on how I think either side could win. Definitely possible that either team has a shot, of course, here. So we'll break that down. We have our straight-up picks with the other guys at the Goat House. We actually had a pretty even split, so you can check that out. Get some more perspectives on the game there. But we have off-season content already rolling out with the draft, free agency, trades, all of that. Definitely more to come. So join us, like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Check out our Patreon page. It's got some bonus off-season content. Twitter's got some content as well. Links down below. Check it out. So, yeah, it'll be a pretty quick video here. Here's the score predictions. I'm going with the Rams, 27-24. Should be close. The line is the Rams -4. I'm surprised it's not more. LA being home. For some reason, I thought it would be more. Than the Bengals would have been a pretty good bet there, but that makes it a pretty tough one. I think either team has a shot going into this. Obviously, the reason I'm going with the Rams is, again, it's kind of the same reason I've been picking against the Bengals. Is can that offensive line hold up? And it's not really holding up, but they're still finding ways to win. So that could be the same story here, but. Going against that Rams defensive line, one of the best in football, I think that really cuts down Joe Burrow's time to throw. So they're going to have to get the ball out quick. They may be able to, but just don't want to overthink things here. I think the Rams defensive line can do similar things to what the Titans defensive line did the Bengals, plus the Rams have more of that offense, more of that championship offense as well. Look back to last year's Super Bowl, really thought the Chiefs could beat the Buccaneers, but it's a Super Bowl in Tampa. Tampa as a top-tier offensive line, the Chiefs' offensive line is pretty bad because it's beat up, and that was a major difference. Everything I just said, it's very similar to what's happening here. The Rams are home. They got one of the better D-lines in football, one of the better O-lines in football. They're one of the most balanced teams in football, so are the Bengals. But, it's going to affect the game, in my opinion. So that's why I like the Rams. It's very hard to stop, too, especially, the Bengals, a big reason they've been winning these games is they get going in the second half, the adjustments, and those have been great. You just can't start slow in a game like this and rely on that. On top of that, the Rams are also very good at second half adjustments. It's a big reason why these two teams are here. So I'm going to trust the Rams a little more. The Bengals could win because, So the Rams have that defensive line. They have that pass rush. So the key is getting the ball out early. Can you get the ball out early? I think the Bengals with Burrow, those weapons, Mixon. The Rams playing a little bit soft coverage. See a lot of cover 4, some cover 3. Corners playing a little off. I think you can get the ball out quick. So you have to come out. In my opinion, the Bengals have to come out the gate. Quick passes. Real quick. Tempo. Forget trying to establish the run. You, of course, mix some runs in there, but with Mixon. But quick slants, screen passes right off the bat. That's my take. And we've seen the Bengals aren't afraid to go with those screen passes, end arounds. I think they got to start with the ball, win the coin toss, get the ball, and come out with the quick tempo game. I think that would be ideal there to build some momentum, and it could happen. And the Bengals got a very good defense. And we talked about maybe the Rams' defensive line's a little better, but overall, I think the Bengals' defense has been playing better. They really mix up their coverages, give different looks. I like that. Stafford's had some big games where he's turned the ball over. That's a big reason why the Bengals can win. They can create those turnovers. Joe Burrow can take care of the ball, and that's how they would win. I like Mike Hilton, one of the best slot corners in football. He will match up on Cooper Kupp. He'll be the best slot receiver in football. That is a key matchup there. So if Hilton could really take away Cooper Kupp, it's another reason. There's all these different reasons how the Bengals that can really take over this game. Starting hot, getting the quick game going, tempo that could open up the deep ball, the long game, the defense creating turnovers. Mike Hilton really slowing down Cooper Kupp, which is realistic. I don't think anybody could stop him. So there are reasons you really can argue the Bengals. I just think the Rams defense is going to play very well. Getting pressure. And I think they'll be able to move the ball too. The Bengals haven't really seen too many offenses like the Rams. I don't think they'll be able to, because they were starting to rush 3 and having several guys drop in coverage against the Chiefs, and that was kind of working out. I don't think they'll be able to do it against the Rams. They may try. I don't think it'll work against the Rams because it's just pretty much what's watched Kelsey and Hill. The Rams, you got a lot more to account for here, it feels like. Even though they don't have, they have Cooper Kupp, but they don't have like the two elite talents, but they have more of a variety of options, in my opinion. looking through the running back and receiver position for the most part there. So, yeah, it should be a good game. If somehow the Bengals offensive line can hold on and then, they don't allow too much pressure on Joe Burrow, then I'd say the Bengals are going to win the game. But we will see. The 49ers might have figured something out into the last 2 drives. They pretty much held the Rams defensive line in check for a majority of that game. It still wasn't enough. The Rams kind of broke loose there at the end and finished them off there. But it should be a good game. Pretty good, pretty big, good storylines here. Matthew Stafford, can he win that big game? First year away from the Lions would be pretty cool. Bengals turning it around in no time. Well, I guess it's been a long time since the Bengals were good, but since they kind of started this new, fresh rebuild a couple years ago, they turned it around pretty quick. Joe Burrow just wins the big games, so it'd be a pretty good story either way here. So I'm going to go Rams 27-24. There's more obvious things of where they outmatch the Bengals, but again, it could go either way. If it's I was saying this in a picks video, if it's a close game at halftime, something's telling me that whoever's losing at half is going to win the game. If it's kind of an ass beating, I don't expect. I could see a comeback, but not. If somebody's getting beat big time at halftime, maybe they make it closer. I don't see them coming back and win the game. I could be wrong, but in a game like this, so. Key for the Bengals, again, starting with the ball, tempo, quick game, open up the deep ball. Don't come out airing it downfield. I mean, I wouldn't really mind a shot or two there either. And then an X factor, can Mike Hilton slow down Cooper Kupp? That could be huge. And for the Rams, it's really just Stafford taking care of the ball and that defensive line getting home. If they're disappointed and they can't get to the quarterback, there's a big problem. They didn't show up on the biggest game of their lives. And that's a big problem. So those are kind of the keys for those teams there. Curious to see how these teams come out, though. Do they overthink? I mean, these are very good coaches. Do they overthink things? Do they change things from what has been working for them just so they can throw off a game plan? I mean, it could work, but yeah. I mean, we've seen 2 teams that they've done a very good job mixing it up. Both sides of the ball. I mean, just such a variety of different play calls, play styles on offense, and then both teams on defense don't kind of stick to one thing. It's a big reason why they are in a Super Bowl. So I'm really excited for this game, the last one. And then, we're already kind of in off-season mode, 30 teams, 30 fan bases in off-season mode. We have a bunch of off-season content on the channel covering free agency, trades, and the draft. So we got you there. Check out those videos, like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Much appreciated. Definitely more on the way, though, for sure. Our Twitter has updates, news, rumors, predictions. Our Patreon has some bonus content. There's links down below for all that. Links down below for recent videos. Check it out. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.